Hello Physical Fiends, it's Jordan here with some just announced physical releases. These are games that have recently been announced, they are not releasing this week, okay? And also I am not including Nintendo Switch 2 titles because I made a video dedicated to them yesterday, go check that out. Let's see what has just recently been announced. Yasha Legends of the Demon Blade has finally been announced for a North American physical release. We knew about the European one, but now we have a North American confirmation on Switch and PlayStation 5 in a standard edition and limited edition releasing in July 18th. This looks like a pretty sweet game, top-down action with replayability because you have different characters with their own scenarios. I am looking forward to giving this one a go. Terminator 2D No Fate. Again, we already knew this was coming. The European physical was detailed. Well, now North America pre-orders have finally opened. We knew it was coming, it's just nice to see it for sure. It's releasing physically on Switch, PS4, PS5 and Xbox physically in September. You can pre-order it right now. There is a standard edition as well as a limited edition which comes with all sorts of stuff. Looks pretty much the same as the European one that I detailed before. Either way, this game looks absolutely badass and I can't wait to give it a go. And if you want to pre-order it or any of the games in this video, please do so via the links in the description and pinned comment. VGP are a really good company with nice pricing in Canadian bucks. I know things are kind of weird right now, but I'm sure it's still favorable for most people around the world. Purchases via those links massively help support me in the best way possible. Plus, they have free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian bucks, which is less than 60 American dollars. But also, as I mentioned in the last video, if you're in the UK and you want UK copies of games, you can use shop2.net with the links below. So, what else has recently been announced? Amber Isle is a cozy, relaxing game where you make and run a shop, talk to dinosaur people, and there seems to be a bit of adventure about it. It looks alright, although Steam reviews seem to indicate it feels like a game that's still in early access. The Switch physical is releasing July 3rd. Disney Illusion Island, starring Mickey and Friends, is finally losing its Switch exclusivity because it's getting a physical release on Xbox Series and PS5. And this will be a more complete version compared to the Switch edition. This has all the content, the characters, and so on. I heard it was a pretty competent Metroidvania for a younger audience. Fading Afternoon is from the same bloke who brought us Friends of Ringo Ishikawa, Arrest of Stone Buddha, and this looks very much like it has the same DNA, inspired by the adventure types of Kunio-kun, that series, but with a bit more edge to it. He has really got this down, and it's nice to see it get a general retail release, even if it's only in Europe. I think that's because this is an uncensored version with explicit scenes within it that may have needed to be removed for a North American physical. So I think that this is something to support. It looks great, and it's releasing in Q2, which is right around this part of the year. As I said, it's European only, but VGP will be carrying copies of it. NetherWorld is another European exclusive that's on Switch in September. It's a game that's not out yet anywhere, so it remains to be seen as to the quality, but it looks satisfyingly dark. Minigames alongside some side-scrolling action looks pretty sweet in my opinion. I like the art style quite a lot. Dysmantle is getting a physical release on Switch and PS5 in Europe in June. Here you try to survive the apocalypse with crafting. Pretty unimaginative. However, the gimmick for this one is that you can destroy almost everything if you have the correct tool at hand. A bit of Red Faction coming in here, which sounds kind of interesting. 100 Days Winemaking Simulator. With a name like that, they've almost got to be taking the piss, but this is another European exclusive Switch and PS5 release coming in June. But yeah, it's really a wine-making management game. It's probably for French people. Cooking Companions is getting a physical release on PS5 in November. Long way to go for sure with this one. It's coming in a deluxe edition that has some extra goodies. It looks cute and fun, but it is a psychological horror visual novel, supposed to be pretty good. Death End Request Code Z. While we knew this was going to be happening, they've had pre-orders for it for quite a while. However, the full details have only just emerged. Alongside a standard edition, there is now a collector's edition for PS4 and PS5, which includes a big booby mousepad, soundtrack CD, trading card, art book. Sadly, VGP are only allowed to sell that within Canada. Anyways, you may remember that the Switch version of this game was cancelled due to Nintendo's new policies, and from things that I've seen with this game in the series, it can be quite brutal. I'm not condoning the censorship, but I think that's why. And this is releasing May 13th, not long to go now, a month. The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon is another Trails game. Falcom are absolute machines. I know the West is always kind of playing catch up, but seriously, we are truly not worthy of Falcom pumping out JRPGs at a rate of knots that are actually high class, at least from what I've heard. I am going to be in for a treat when I finally retire. Anyways, this is supposed to be another peak of an arc within the main arc kind of thing. At least that's what I'm led to believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Probably not the best place to start, but it's coming physically to Switch, PS4, PS5 at the end of October. It's coming in a mini collector's edition, which has an art book and a soundtrack download. Adventure Bar Story is getting a physical release on Switch and PS5 sometime this year in North America. This is a simple JRPG that was right at home on the 3DS as a download. And as a mildly relevant anecdote, when I was more active with premium edition games, I did consider a double pack of this game and its spiritual successor, Marinian Tavern Story. That was the one that I was focused on, and I thought, you know what, a double pack, that might be a nice idea, but despite being made by the same developer, they have different publishers, which is basically a no-go because too many mouths to feed at that point. And in the end, Marinian Tavern Story wasn't felt strong enough to release by itself, which, yeah, I wouldn't do that anyway. However, it's kind of funny that PM Studios are going to go to retail with the original game, which is even smaller and more basic, so, yeah. Crypt Custodian is apparently a Metroidvania, and apparently it's a pretty good one too, with extremely positive reviews, and it's been published by my acquaintances at Top Hat Games, who I worked with for the Alyssa Physical, which is now rolling along nicely. Go support that, by the way. But this also, maybe support this as well, because it looks pretty sweet. Made by the same bloke who brought you Islets, another great game, and this is releasing at the end of August, and its main character is a slightly portly cat, so what more can you ask for? Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1, 2, and 3 are 3 PlayStation 4 games that are releasing sometime this year. I'm pretty sure that these 3 games were cancelled on the Switch due to, again, Nintendo's policy shift. I think that these were some of the games that were affected. To be honest, having played some of this series to my own displeasure, I didn't take them as overly, well, you know what, but these are ports of Vita games, I think, but who knows with this series, there's so many of them. At VGP, they can be bought separately or in a bundle, which will save you some cash, like $15. And of course, you get free shipping as well. Alright, let's jump into some recently announced imports. There's only been a few, but if you purchase any of these via the links below, you can use PlayAsia and use my discount code Jordan2025 for 5% off. And also, of course, if you're new here, you're new to the channel, and you like physical media, you owe it to yourself to subscribe, okay? It will be one of the best things you do today, unless you eat ice cream, of course. Plus, the bigger this channel is, the more game publishers may pay attention to the desire for physical media. And we want more physical media, right? Okay? Subscribe. Hakuoki SSL Sweet School Life is a game I mentioned in last Monday's video, and I was going to make a main video for it by itself on Thursday when pre-orders started. I usually do that for PlayAsia exclusives. However, Thursday was nuts for like physical stuff, so I couldn't. So I'll mention it now. Pre-orders have opened for this otome visual novel. The first time it's been in English. It's the Hakuoki characters if they were in a high school. There's a standard edition as well as a limited edition with only 2,000 copies, and the game should be sent out later this year. Terra Memoria is releasing in Asian regions on Switch and PS5 in May. This looks like a really awesome JRPG style game with beautiful visuals. However, the Switch listing on the eShop has decided to appeal to a different audience by calling it a cozy adventure game. Come on, guys. People will be sick of cozy adventure games in the future. They will never be sick of JRPGs. Why did you think so short term? But anyways, it looks really good. It will have English, and there's been no confirmation of a Western physical. Could happen though, due to the publisher, but it's not a certainty. Mandragora Whispers of the Witch Tree is releasing on Switch and PS5 in Japan in early September. It will have English. This is a Metroidvania action RPG that looks super sweet. The game isn't officially out yet, so we don't know for certain it's going to be great, but I'm quite hopeful. The digital release is next week, I believe, and I'll try and ask for a download copy just to test it out for you guys. It's coming in a standard edition as well as a reasonably priced collector's edition, because that has a steelbook, game guide, soundtrack CD, reversible cover sheet, and DLC. Again, no word of a Western physical, but it could happen, I suppose. And there we have a bunch of brand new announcements. What is your favorite in this episode? Let me know in the comments, alongside your thumbs up for this video, okay? I do appreciate your support. If you want to pre-order any of them, then please do so with the links down below in the description and pinned comment. That is the best way to support me. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Take care.